How are you,
Good morning.
Brandy?
I'm good. How are you? Yes, glasses come through.
Yes, we got to keep it,
Mhm.
looking nerdy this morning.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate your
Thank
time this
you.
morning.
Thank you.
I would love to jump right on into Reasonable Doubt. I
Yes.
know this show does not shy away from taboo topics, but your character this season, Monica, was something else.
That
I would,
girl.
uh, I would love to
Girl.
hear from you as an actor, mental preparedness, how you
Mhm.
approach portraying someone that we saw in moments with Ozzy go from authoritative and kind of motherly to
Mhm.
then straight up predator during his
Mhm.
birthday. I can't
Right.
imagine what preparing for a role like that is like. So if you could chat with me a little bit
Yes.
about what you did to get to that space.
Well, at first I did my research because I don't know anyone like that, and I pray I never meet anyone like that. So I did my research, and I'm a former high school English teacher. So the first thing I did was call my former teachers that are still in the classroom, and I reached out to them and I asked them had they had stories that they could tell me about. A few of them gave me stories down to people even marrying the predator. I talked to one of my friends who's a guidance counselor also. So I was like, listen, no, you can't tell me the kids. I don't need to know that. I just need to know some stories. Has anything ever happened? So I got that. Then I went on the internet and I found stories where people were on talk shows speaking about it. And what stood out to me was that there was a woman on a Dr. Phil interview, and he asked her, did you not realize that that was a child? And she was like, I never thought of his age. His age never came up. And then I get the script, and the script says he wasn't a child. He was a
He was a
star
star. Yeah.
and a better man than any man I have ever met. That, like, I get chills thinking about that now.
Yeah.
Do you hear yourself? But she had to completely disassociate. These predators are disassociating the fact that they are children so they can live in that world and make it okay for themselves. For me, I have six nephews, six
Mm.
boys. One is 13. And so I knew that I could never think about the age. And I don't think I ever said the age until I had to do it on the stand. Um, because it was so heartbreaking. Brandee can't relate to that. Trying to tap into Monica doing that was very difficult, but I'm very grateful for the space to be able to tell the authentic story, the safety that was around me with therapists that were provided by
Okay.
Ramala, Hulu, the production. I just am so grateful for that. So we had safe spaces to be able to tackle that. We had intimacy coordinators to
Okay.
tackle those things. So there was never a moment where you felt like, am I out here doing this by myself? And do I have to go home with this? You never had to go home with it. It was always somebody like, want to go rock climbing? You want to, want to go hiking? We going to the gym.
Right.
Me and Kyle, like, you want to go ride bikes at the Beltline in Atlanta? So we had those moments where we found the lightness because someone like Kyle, who's playing Ozzy, goodness gracious, he had to find his joy every day, because it's a lot.
It is a lot. And something you said is actually something that resonated with me. You said that you wanted to ensure that you were telling the story from a place of authenticity. And I
Absolutely.
think, especially when it comes to communities of color, the Black community, things
Mhm.
like this that are so taboo is often kind of like hush hush. We don't talk about it,
Absolutely.
sweep it under the rug. So, is there anything you hope the viewer takes away from watching this?
I hope in our community too, we like to do a lot of laughing.
Yeah.
And I hope that while we're laughing and kikiing and doing all of these things, that we're also going, you okay, baby boy? I hope we're checking in with our children. I hope that we're making sure that we're paying a little closer attention to that coach, to that agent, to these people that are supposed to be keeping our children safe and having these conversations with our children too, and saying, you can tell me anything and
Mhm.
it's okay. Like, you're not in trouble. That for some reason our babies feel like sometimes if they tell they're in trouble, you're never in trouble, but they have to feel safe enough. So I hope that we're looking at these stories and realizing that we have to become the safe space for them to feel safe enough to tell us what's happening if we're not around.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, it's about community and just making sure we're there for
Absolutely.
each other. And
Absolutely.
again, speaking on that, I know you have your hands in a lot of great, amazing things. Is there anything we can look into, whether it's
Mhm.
next in terms of acting or some of the organizations you're affiliated with?
Yes, well, as a caregiver, I take care of my mother who has multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, and she's paraplegic. So today, or not today, this month is Caregiver Appreciation Month in November. So I'll be going to CareFest in New York City. I'll be there on the 18th. And so there's the 18th through the 20th is the CareFest. And we're just empowering our caregivers and talking about the different resources because we're tired. I'm an actor right now, but I'm exhausted because mama has insomnia. So you get an hour and a half of sleep and then you jump up and you have to put on this mask and act like everything is great. So I'm loving that I'm able to shine a light on sometimes it's not okay, caregivers, and it's okay to say that. Also, from a acting perspective, I know P-Valley's coming back, y'all. It is. It is coming back. We have filmed it, and it's worth the wait. I know everyone's like, we're waiting so long, but you know what? The best things are worth waiting
I
for.
was just
And
going to
this
say
is
that.
an
Yeah.
amazing season. It's so beautiful. You have some amazing new characters that you're going to meet. You have some beautiful storylines for Uncle Clifford, Mercedes, Mississippi, Little Murder. Like, I'm just very grateful for you all to see what Katori has crafted for us this season.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm definitely going
Thank
to dive
you.
into all these things you got going on. I appreciate your time
Thank you so
today and
much.
have a great rest of your day, Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Comics, movies, and TV, yeah. Pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this. This is the hard knock life, but not the chica kind. More like the people in the world seeking perspectives with a different line. The kids who share their interests together with a similar kind. When they said John Glover for Spider-Man, they didn't mind. The activists